And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Demarcus Lawrence in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. He's coming off an impressive Pro Bowl campaign in 2017.
You're talking about 14.5 sacks, tied for 2nd in the NFL. And now when offensive linemen hear the name Demarcus Lawrence, they quake in their boots. How do we block this guy off the edge?
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Back deep is Tavon Austin. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now Austin. Oh, able to avoid him. Oh, and now he pulls him over. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And now running right through him. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And now running right through him. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the 1st quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. We're back to Arlington in just a moment.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Four down. There we go. Wide eight. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Watch the screen. Pass. 26.
Prescott now. And his throw is incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. 3rd and long for Prescott. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Adrian Colbert, he was right there in coverage.
I know it's hard to see inside the face mask of the defender right now, but I'm willing to guess that there's a nice little grin on his face because to make that type of a play downfield, you wonder if you're going to be able to make it. You know that if you don't make it, it's a big play that you're giving up. But when you do bat the ball away and you come back and you embrace your teammates, that's a lot of momentum you're bringing back to the huddle. Now you feel like they can't complete anything when they don't hit deep shots.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. Out on the field now. Here come the 49ers.
Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
In his own end zone, it's Garoppolo. Oh, now backing up, and he's out of the end zone. The referee was right there to call it, and that is a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems, and this qualifies as a big problem.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. First down, Prescott. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Holding offense.
Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half. Now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
They run it with McKinnon. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
They run once more with McKinnon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie will return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
So it's 3rd and long, and you know this is going to be a pass. So defensively, they bring in an extra defensive back and just blanket the field. And this is an ill-advised throw right here as it winds up being picked off easily.
There again is
is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Well, able to shed some tacklers, but it's all for naught.
Yeah, that doesn't even seem fair, does it? Because this guy was breaking tackles, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what he did. A really good effort by him, but give credit to the defense of giving up no gain.
Here we go, kill. Here we go. 488. Hey, kill. Let's go. Let's finish now.
Looking to throw. Prescott. He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. That goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job is a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, 14 yards. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. Extra point up and good by Bailey, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So that drive, 4 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. Bailey now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The 15 yards through the air and a first down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling. Practice
it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Prescott now after the fumble recovery. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be second and 12. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Now rush. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The Cowboys on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12.
Kill.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that's caught by Beasley. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. Give him 30 yards there.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this second and 9. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Bailey got the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Bailey now to kick this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out, and we now proceed to the start of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know. I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not. We'll find out. On second down, here's Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Garoppolo to his tight end, Kittle, for a Niner first down. Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down. On play action, now Garoppolo. Unable to corral him, he fights through. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And now it's second down. I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Demarcus Lawrence. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there. And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is. Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Throwing now is Garoppolo. To the right side. Caught by Saleh. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means. Here's Bradley Pinion now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's Austin. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Dak and the Cowboy offense heading back onto the field, and he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive? Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time. They were really good on the last drive. They go play action here on first down. It'll buy some time right. That's complete. The former basketball star, Rico Gathers. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there, a 22.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
First and 10. Rush. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Let's go. Let's finish.
The give is to Elliott. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tart.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Cowboys on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, kill. Here we go, 46. Oh, kill.
And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. The Cowboys on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Now let's go.
To throw is Rush. Looking deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Here we go. 180.
A first down carry by Elliott. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They go to Elliott again. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with a football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. Prescott.
Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that one ups the lead to 22-0. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. He finds McKinnon, complete. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Now Garoppolo, got to have this one. And Selleck here, left side. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. But at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on?
Pass interference. Defense.
They've done a good job on these receivers. Pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Here we go, 46.
Prescott from the gun. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jeff Swain from a yard out. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Bailey now to kick this one away. Mostert now to return. And he's able to get it up close to the 35, but hang on here. Penalty marker down. And this one might be going the other way.
Holding. Receiving team.
So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
Black 80!
Garoppolo now, first down throw. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
What's the old adage, be quick but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Single. Here we go.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And they're not able to hook up there, incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get, because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Black 80!
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And that's incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Bradley Pena now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
And he's brought down after a good game. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
His throw incomplete.
Here they come.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
There we go. 180. 26.
Here's Prescott.
And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Here we go. Black 80!
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Chidobe with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Here we go. 180. Hey, kill. Kill. Bang, 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 bang. 26.
Again to Elliott. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Smith trying to run for it. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
Here we go. 1, count. 56. Check 56. 26.
Prescott on 3rd and goal. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Pretty solid coverage there by the All-Pro Richard Sherman, able to get a hand in. The corner from Compton, Mr. Sherman getting the hand in there to knock that one away.
And what a path of his to where he is right now. From Compton to Stanford, was a wide receiver at Stanford before flipping around becoming a defensive back. Lightly drafted. Remember, he went late in the draft for them and has turned into one of the best ones out there. I think his ability to be close on the play and then has such great timing right at the end to get in there and knock balls away.
So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. Mostert now to return. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.
That happened, I was by the stove.